Hello everyone, it's 20 Italians bringing you another episode of A House United. So I think I fixed the pointer lag issue. I bumped up the refresh rate in the settings and hopefully that works. But now my XSplit always tells me whenever it's coming on that it's going to test the GPU. So that might be just part of their update, or this is another reason why I don't really like XSplit. Excuse me, if you have the opportunity, do not get XSplit. Buy another recording program that's out there. All right, so we are well on our way through Operation Saving Angel here. And what I'm going to do is actually change up the battle plan. And the only reason that I'm doing this is because I need to get into the method of doing this for... That's not what I did. 4 Hearts of Iron 4. No, come on. Yep. Alright, it's just... We'll just delete it totally. There's got to be a better way to do that. Like, I don't know how to... I don't know how to select... Oh, click on an object to select it. Whoops. Okay. Alright, so here we are. And we are trying to... because I didn't want to get rid of the border. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. Alright, so this is all border... We'll just go right on over here, people. Whoa, that was a bad one. I don't like that. I want to go straight as possible because I like clean, orderly battle plans, which this is not. So, I'm going to try to take New Mexico. Now, we have troops. What are we doing here? The first army is already moving towards Albuquerque, and the Mexican army is moving to Morelos. So, let us reflect that. We are moving into Albuquerque. The U.S. Army, who has no leader, is going to stay in El Paso. And Texan Army is here with us in the Army of the South, commanded by Zachary Taylor. And the U.S. Dragoons is commanded by Winfield Scott, and they are here in Laredo to besiege and occupy that territory. So all that we're doing right now is moving into this. But eventually, I'm going to follow up with the U.S. Army. I'm going to push into either Moreas, Delicias, or Paseo del Norte, wherever the army seems to be most prevalent. However, I mean, if the Mexican army comes back up, then I'll just have to deal with that. But right now, that's how we're looking. We'll leave all those there, and here we go. So, and actually, I figured out that you can actually get rid of the battle plan doing that. But I don't like doing that because this shows me the soon-to-be border. I would like to remind everyone that if you have not yet logged in the Paradox forum, one, buy Paradox games so that you can, buy Victoria 2 so that you can, and be sure to check out my AAR, the roleplay story of the video that you're watching. It's basically stuff that I don't talk about, and it's all in my head and made up, and I tend to think of myself as a good writer, but I know that I'm not. So you should go and read it. We are still fabricating claims on Haiti. That's why I came down here to look at it. I believe I'm still doing that. Let's go to North America. Haiti, yes, even though I'm trying to bring it in. We can't even declare war. Well, we don't have enough points. So let's see if we can declare war when we have enough diplomatic points. Right now we are moving. Oh, we also have the Army of the South here too. So maybe with the Army of the South. Oh, that's where Zachary Taylor moved to. Okay, I didn't realize he was moving over from there. They're coming down to Reynosa. Texan Army is down there with us. So let's see if I can assign a leader. And I can't. I have no more generals. So let's go up to the military, see if we can create a general. It looks like we can create 2, but I don't know if I can. I have 5 generals, and I only have 4 assigned, which makes me think that I can't assign them in enemy territory. Is Taylor Jessup, is he an admiral? He's a general. Yes. So we have Jessup and Gaines, and clearly I can't assign them. They're unassigned, and it won't let me assign them to here, because we're in enemy territory. Maybe when it's occupied, I can assign them. Sorry, I know I keep on going back and forth here. We're going to keep them here. we have a good bit. This artillery is going to help us out, especially against... No, he's moving down to Monclova. How long will it take to get here? 18th of March. And it'll be there on the 21st. That won't help us out. How about going to Reynosa? And he will get there the 23rd, and they will be... At least I'll get the first... I'll get Antonio Santana, who is the primary general and president of Mexico at this time. I believe he's president. I forget what they do with Santa Anna. Maybe he becomes president after this war. But I'm going to take him anyways. Take him down. Take him out. All right, there we go. We're going to start to besiege Albuquerque and hopefully take that along the way. I don't know if we can add that to the war score. All right, there is attempt to justify... oh, we got 13 infamy. We're just going to have to deal with that right now. I don't know what that's going to mean, if anyone's backing away from me or not. There we go. This looks like to be a good battle right here. There we go. We won it. 0.3 score. Let's see where we're at with the war. Okay, so we're at 39%. I didn't realize it was here, but apparently you can see where your war justification progress is right there. Now, this is just their Texan War of Independence. And I need it. Can we... Let's see here. Oh, man. This is so, like... I don't know why I'm having a brain fart on this one. There we go. Status, that's all they want, is the status quo. But I don't... You have won a victory, the enemy would most likely accept a white peace. Offer peace terms? No, that's it. And... So I guess I can't take more land because all we're doing is trying to help the status quo. Well, in order to save money then, that's all I'm going to do. I'm sure someone was telling me that to begin with, and I just... Well, I couldn't hear you for one, and I just didn't do it. So we're going to demand the status quo for Texas. But well, let's see if we can... let's see if we can actually... If we... Oh, we do. We have this, and it wouldn't let me take it. Let's just see what happens. All right, I'm going to go on. I'm sure I'm doing stuff that I really shouldn't. All right, so now we're in Laredo, and we're in Morelos. He's going to Paseo del Norte. He's going to be there on April 6th, so I have no chance of capturing him. Texans are moving on to El Paso. And the Dragoons... Yeah, I think we'll just stay there. We'll see if we can catch him. I doubt we will, but he's going to come up to Albuquerque then. So they need to come all the way up to the ABQ, yo, 505. That's where I used to live for a couple years. Well, 3 years, but it is where I used to live. So this is progressing nicely up here, our colonization of Washington and Western Idaho, so that's always a good thing as well. They have stopped moving. Yeah, come on. This one doesn't have the stupid thing of paradox that, well, if you're halfway there, you have to turn around the province. That's ridiculous. How many men is he fighting with? 6. I think we're just going to reinforce Albuquerque then. It seems like the better plan. How many men are 6,000 plus? Okay, so if they... Well, is the Texas Army is here? Yes, okay. I'm going to decline this just to wait until El Paso is... until El Paso is occupied, and then we'll see what happens. I'm going to split this in half so that I can send part of it up there. Oh, Michael Jones, who incredibly looks like Robert E. Lee. He's uncommonly young and cool-minded. Well, good for Jones. Good for Jones. That actually should be good. Yeah, send them up to reinforce El Paso. Now they're moving to Nogales. Are they going to try to get all the way around me? Oh, that's weird. I don't know, this looks like pretty good. Pretty good right now. Is this credited Austria? Oh, speaking of this, oh, I can do stuff. I wasn't even paying attention. We can create a protectorate in Washington and in Idaho. Excellent. Ta-da. And we go to Idaho. Create protectorate. And they're now... I now create a colony in Washington. Good. Look at America. Good old USA in charge. Alright. Now we can increase the sphere of influence with Brazil, Colombia, or Uruguay. Colombia and Uruguay. So we can bring all of these up to friendly, which means now we have to wait until we have 100 points to bring them into our sphere of influence, which will help us out by allowing us to take basically some of their RGO and use it for us, which is always a good thing, right? See, I guess they can't, because all that they want to do is just have the status quo. I can't tack on anything else on top of this, so it's really not worth belaboring the point. Alright, fine. Okay. Texas applies for statehood. Oh, it's going to change by 100, but not at this time. So we're going to keep them, and we're going to form an alliance, though. But we are not going to allow Texas to have statehood. Now, this was historically what happened as well. Jackson refused to allow Texas to become a state. Just thought that it was while Jackson supported slavery, he didn't want the issue to be brought to a head by having this huge land that the South would claim needed to be a slave state, even though it wasn't made for the institution of slavery. And what I mean by that is that Texas still, you can't really have plantations in Texas. It's not all desert, of course. There are, this is a good representation of it. Dallas is pretty fertile. Houston's pretty humid and everything, but it's too big. It's just not made for the plantation life. So that's why Jackson he didn't want it. All right, so I actually need to move them all the way back into American lands. Excuse me, because our next objective will be Haiti, we need to position troops appropriately for that. I'm actually going to move to Tallahassee. I'm going to send one to New Orleans and Biloxi. That's fine for those two. And let's start to position some clippers down here. Now I want to create a new unit. The clippers. And select. And where's my other clipper fleet? It is here. And do I have any clippers up here? I do. Select them. Bring them down to New Orleans as well. And 2 frigates. We'll position them. Oh, it looks like Tampa does have a port. It's a naval base we do not have access to. Why? It's my naval base. That's odd. Anyways, that's really odd. But oh well. Station them down here in Tampa. I don't really need all these frigates. It's not like, Haiti doesn't have a very big fleet. And they are still... Well, they don't really like us that much. But, yeah, I mean, they're still firmly within. No one else wants them, so that's why I'm justifying a war with them. Oh, I didn't mean to open up I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Let's see what other wars are going on. Argentine liberation of Bolivia. War of the Pacific against Chile and Brazil, and Bolivia and Peru. So Bolivia and Peru are fighting 2 wars. That's not going to end. Actually, yeah, this Ethiopia, liberation of Egyptian Eritrea against Egypt. Egypt's got a whole lot of problems too. All right, so I'm still firmly 5th. So that's always a good thing. I'm not in position of losing any of my status as a great power. And I'm just going to speed this up just to get them back over here. Slavery debate. The one issue that the founding fathers of our great nation were never able to answer. conclusively was a question concerning the status of slavery within the Union. This inflamed debate has only gained traction in the years since the Revolution, and is presently the singular most important issue on our country's political agenda. Some radical Southerners feel that there is no possible compromise to be found on this issue, and that secession is the only alternative being dominated into emancipation by the central power in Washington. Should our Senate ever be in position to force political reform in the South, 40% liberal upper house, basically a 40% liberal upper house, we can be certain that it will not happen without opposition. So now our population conscious in the entire U.S. is now up by 0.05. So we can actually bring this up, and we can have a fully stocked national stockpile. We'll bring down taxes just a little bit, alleviate that suffering. If it is suffering, I don't know if they're suffering. Let's bump pay also, make it a little worth their while to have officers and soldiers. And bump education, now we're in the red, there we go. Now we are subsidizing, which does have some issues here, but we should be alright. Looks like we'll go up and down, but we're not going to go in a death spiral. What is the United Kingdom doing? Whoa. Mission to Haiti. Come on, again, another issue with the Haitian. I did not have this many issues when I was justifying war with Haiti in my original playthrough. What is happening in England? British colonial conquest of French Madras? They're fighting the French already? Wow, they got the Ottoman. Well, that's going to be over for the French. No, French, Austria, Papal States, Sardinia, Piedmont. It's most of the great powers, actually. UK, because then they have Belgium and the Ottoman Empire. That's amazing. Reserves are mobilized in France, Austria, and the Ottoman Empire. UK is still yet to mobilize, but it's not like they really have to. But that is amazing. When did that war start? I don't know. It does not feel. It looks like it just happened. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that would go ahead and happen here. Let's see if we can. We will. What do we want to do? Do we want to focus on our own here? I don't really care too much about increasing Texan relations with us. Where are we with the sphering of the USCA? Pretty far away. In Mexico, I don't really want to have high. I don't need to have high relations with Mexico because I'm going to be attacking them again anyways. Hello, Uruguay. Yeah, I'll just leave that. Actually, I'll focus on the great powers here. Increase relations with Great Britain up to 60. Very nice. Alright, we'll continue on. Hopefully we get this triggered here. Alright, they are moving through. Good. Those are two armies here? There are. I'm going to... Actually, I guess I'll send one down here to Tampa. American Anti-Slavery Society, founded in 1833, the American Anti-Slavery Society was an organization on the forefront of the American abolitionist movement. Notable members such as Frederick Douglass and Abby Keller Foster Society organized meetings, speakings, and even published a weekly newspaper between 1840 and 1870, all with the aim of abolishing slavery in the U.S. Society has now opened a charter in Rockford. We could attempt to prevent the charter from forming, but that would be perceived as an assault on our Republican traditions. Believe them be, the local consciousness goes up, and the militancy goes up. But if we suppress it all, Pops and Rockford gain 0.5 consciousness. We'll just leave them be. Alright, well, then we move these. Oh, what the hell are these? Frigates. And these are just, this is a fleet too. Alright, we're going to combine these. We're going to be Schuberk. Move I'll keep Schuberk there. Alright, let's get these transports together. Oh, they're already moving. See, this is what I mean. Why does it move? I guess I could have looked at the little green thing that tells me that they're moving, but... what do they have? Sherman has 2 transports. Alright, put them out to sea. I know, now all the transports are over here. Why am I spread out like this? I don't know, because I'm making this up as I go along, people. Alrighty, and we will end it right there. So we will, next time, hopefully we'll be waging war against Haiti, although I don't know how quickly that is going to form. So that took pretty long here, but we didn't really get very far, but at least we now have Texas as an independent nation. Little buffer here with Mexico, and we have filled out Washington and Idaho. Now we just need this little piece of Caribou, and then then we have basically the northern border of America. Well, everyone, thank you for watching this episode of A House United. If you like what you see, feel free to leave a like, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below as well. If you have not yet, you can click on the red subscribe button at the end of the episode or below this video. It would mean a lot to me. Let me know that I should continue to make these types of videos and that I'm doing a good job. Until next time, everyone, good night and good luck.